We're sure you have heard about crabs, some of the most delicious things a man can eat. They are unique, scary, and fascinating after all. But there are so many variations of them, which makes it impossible to know which one is who. But what if we told you one crab species would beat them all to a pulp? Yes, you heard that right. This crab is one of the giant predators in the sea, and it would be better for you to stay away from them when you are in the water. We are talking about none other than the Japanese spider crab. Yes, one of the deadliest crab species lives in Japan, a place that gave us Godzilla after all. But what does this crab have that the others don't, and why does everyone fear it? Welcome to the channel. Today we will talk about the Japanese spider crab, the crab from hell as they say. So without further ado, let's start the video. The infamous Japanese spider crab is a special crab found in the Pacific waters of Japan and belongs to the Anacaceae family. These crabs are sometimes found near Taiwan too. And the thing is, when these crabs are bound near us, we could be on the death hour. These giant crabs are deadly enough to eat a human child all by themselves. Yes, as depressing as we sound right now, it is statistically correct. These crabs are so lethal that many people develop phobias of getting into the water. Many Japanese people believe that these crabs devour the bones of other organisms. They are big too. We don't want to give you too much into it, as we have kept it in the later parts of the video as a surprise. The body and shape of these crabs. As much as they talk about this species, the Japanese spider crabs live up to their name. These aquatic giants are known to be one of the biggest living species of crabs on Earth, 10 or even more times larger than the average crabs we find. And one thing about them is, they are intriguing. These spider crabs have 10 legs. 8 of them help them walk, while the other 2, the most deadly ones, help them clench their prey. These 2 special legs have claws which are also called chelipeds. Sometimes the chelipeds are longer than the legs of the crabs, and this is something we can find in males. Adult female crabs have chelipeds that are shorter than their legs, but sometimes even the most deadly predators have the ill fate of coming against something even stronger, and they might lose a leg in the aftermath of its clash. And these lost legs grow when the crab molts. You can see the sharpness of the claws this beauty beholds. These crabs are so huge and sometimes disturbing that they might even give you some goosebumps. Many people wonder what these crabs might eat. We are here to tell you that. While most water enthusiasts say that spider crabs hunt down and eat fishes around in the deadliest of ways, the reality seems to be something very different. The Japanese spider is slow, making it hard for them to chase their prey. Instead, these crabs savor the dead and decaying things they can find. But they like to have something different, just to refresh their taste buds. The Japanese spider crabs are known to be good at camouflaging. They use the items from their habitats to cover themselves up, and when they find their food, they surprise them and eat them eventually. Well, humans don't have anything to worry about, since the living things these crabs are interested in are small invertebrates and crustaceans. And another thing that these aquatic creatures love is plants. These spider crabs are omnivorous scavengers. Well, the term might take you some time to understand, but Japanese fish crabs eat dead animals, plants, and bacteria. On some rare occasions, these crabs like to eat fishes that come their way, but they know that these crabs go easy on them, so even they don't have anything to worry about. And they are something very good for the planet. To sum it up, they are the vultures of water. They do the dirty work for the rest of us. One thing we got clear is that they don't prey on us, but do these spider crabs have any prey they need to care about? As it turns out, yes, they have some mighty prey, which they are aware of. The ocean is a prominent place, and no one is assured of being safe inside it. Even humans, the ocean does not have boundaries, rules, and walls that keep us safe on the land. There is no surprise in saying that humans are the giant predators of the Japanese spider crabs. It is estimated that humans alone contribute to the death of hundreds of thousands of crabs on the verge of being endangered, and if we don't control the output, they could be extinct too. Like any other seafood, the spider crab is also eaten by hundreds of thousands of humans, and in a country like Japan, it is eaten more often than ever. It is quite surprising and fascinating that we eat something we are scared of. These crabs are often hunted in large quantities, but inside the water, the crabs have some other predators too. They are often made to feel vulnerable by octopuses that live near them, and in a face-off, the spider crabs lose a leg or two. As we said, these spider crabs are incredible in camouflaging, which helps them to hide in a matter of danger. The younger crabs know this better than anything because them being the most vulnerable ones. A fully grown crab always looks forward to defending itself. After all, this is time. They warm their sharp claws up. Besides, because of their enormous size, most aquatic animals do not encourage fighting spider crabs. More interesting facts about the Japanese spider crabs. While we think we know all the things about these fascinating creatures, we might not know some things. Female Japanese crabs are known to produce millions of eggs at one time. Yes, and that's a fact. The Japanese spider crabs produce about 1.5 million eggs at a time. But there is also a sad ending to this story, as most of these eggs fail to survive. Only a few of them come out in perfect condition. Just like the Japanese have a long life expectancy, the Japanese spider crabs also come in the same category. These spiders have a minimum life expectancy of about 50 years, and can go on to live for another 50 if they manage to eat and hunt consistently. These crabs also have a knack for fashion. Just like us, as these crabs love the idea of dressing up. They use plants, shells, and anemones to decorate themselves. Dressing up also helps them camouflage, which crabs do to survive and trick their prey, and just like many other animals. The Japanese spider crabs go through a larval stage. This is something that every one of these spider crabs has to evolve through after hatching. In this phase, they are legless and largely transparent, and their bodies are structurally very different from the adults. While there is still a fear factor towards the spider crabs, they are one of the most harmless living organisms in the ocean and do not tend to attack someone unless it feels like it is under attack. And these crabs are quite possibly the biggest crabs that ever lived on the planet, as they have the largest leg span of all arthropods. The Japanese spider crabs are always habituated to living deep inside the ocean in shallow waters. They are found hundreds of feet deep inside the ocean. And interestingly, this is where most of the crabs are found in the mating season, from January to April. How giant are the Japanese spider crabs exactly? While we know that these crabs are the biggest of the pack, how do they size and weigh up against humans? When we take a size test and compare them to an average human. The Japanese spider crabs are something that we should not mess with. While the leg span makes it hard for humans to win against these crabs in a battle, their main body cavity is even scarier, but it is only 30 centimeters in size. The exciting thing about these crabs is they are limited in how much they can grow. Yes, unlike snakes or other animals. They cannot keep on growing as everything has a limit, but when the limit is relatively high, you don't have any other option but to run for your life. The Japanese spider crab's legs can grow up to 3.7 meters, 12 feet. To make a point, its legs are 5 inches taller than our lovely Shaq, who is 7 feet tall.